I don't think I'm sorry. And hear me, man. I am a whole black man, and I live in Cobb County, Georgia, where people act like they all kinds of crazy shenanigans happen. And I've never had these experiences that people talk about. I don't know what they're talking about. I really, truly don't. And have I been pulled over? Yeah. I actually got my first speeding ticket in Cobb County. First speeding ticket ever in Cobb County. And guess what? I deserved it. Man, sometimes we got some straightaways here, boy. Your foot gets heavy, boy. But again, I deserved the speeding ticket. Wasn't because I was black, wasn't because of anything else. I'm sorry. This chicanery, this self-loathing, this desire to self-flagellation to just make yourself something that you don't need to be. It's tiresome. Who lives like this? Who lives like this and enjoys God's creation? I would love it. You know what? There we go. Who actually, can you please point to me, if you're in the chat or you're watching this on the replay, can you point to somebody who espouses what this woman teaches, the invisible knapsack, and has joy in their life? I would love to see that. I would love to see. I know I have joy, and I enjoy what God has given me, from these beautiful girls and my wife to our home, our jobs, the wonderful family and church family that we have. I enjoy all of that. And I never think about the fact that some of the people in my church are white. Some of these people that my neighbors are less melanated. I never think about that. But I would love for you, if you could, show me a video, point to me a video, dearwokec@gmail.com, of somebody who espouses this teaching, but yet loves God's people. Loves God's people. I just want to see, because to me, the contrast seems like it would tear open the space-time continuum and cause like some craziness or something in the multiverse. So can you please show me that? Somebody that espouses what this woman is teaching and saying in this TED Talk, but then on the same note, they love God and his people.
That he has been targeted for nothing more than being black. We were in our house one day. They were living with me. We jumped in the car, forgot our wallets. He got out to go back in the house and get his wallet, ran back and got in the car, and as we went to pull out, we realized there was a police car blocking the driveway. And the police was coming out to Gentry's side of the car, and they asked him for his, first they said, "What are you doing in the house?" And he said, "I live here." And then the officer asked for his driver's license. And at that point, I leaned up and said, "Is there a problem? This is my house and this is my son-in-law." And he got back in his car and drove away. And I could take the rest of the time today to give you those kinds of examples. But
No, we don't need you to do that, because I got a bad feeling that story didn't happen. I'm going to go, is it possible? There is a possibility. There is a possibility. However, I don't think it happened like that. I guarantee you that man did not just materialize at the driveway, walk up to the window, give me a driver's license, oh, you live here, and walk away. I guarantee that did not happen like that. Again, I'm just going to go on a limb. Most of the time, when we want to emotionally charge an audience or get somebody to believe our side of the story, we very rarely give all of the story. And I'm going to go on a limb. Not all the story was told in that example there either. It just wants you to think that police are running around here just bugging on black folk, and it bolsters her case that her son-in-law is, she's worried about her son-in-law, so other, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to go on a limb and say that didn't happen.
I have a 7, 5, 3, and 1.5-year-old grandchildren that he's the daddy. I have a niece and a nephew in this audience today.
Okay.
That kind of scrutiny and that kind of risk is something they face every day of their lives. And I know as sure as I stand here, we can make that different. We can change.
But I have brown babies too. I am, newsflash, I'm black. I do not spend nearly 10 minutes thinking about that a week about the fact that I'm black. I do not do it. I don't. And the fact that you spend that much time, ma'am, your life is miserable. Your life is miserable. That's why Christ said, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Ma'am, Peggy put a huge burden on y'all, and y'all keep carrying it around. Just flip it off. Just flick it off your shoulders. You don't need it. The burden of our own sin is enough. I don't need the burden of your made up, phony, false, and fake sins to burden me down anymore. I'm putting all of that on Christ. And ma'am, this right here, you're making some of the grossest presumptions possible to make your case. Let's get done with this, because I'm going to look at some of Peggy's shenanigans, and we're going to see what this lady's got to say.
Change the world if we can understand our privilege, unpack that, and engage across communities. Because if we want a more humane and just world, and I got to tell you, right now we're in pretty tough shape around that stuff. We can't throw up our arms and walk away. It's not going to benefit our children or any of the children who come after our children. It's not going to benefit our aunts and uncles and our parents. It's on us. It's time. That's
What?
right. It's time.
What is time?
It's on us.
To do what?
To understand that daily process of unpacking that invisible, unearned package of privileges in service of a more just and humane world. It's time.
I have no idea. That's such a huge burden. The fact that people want that to be true. I'm going to go down with the ship that, ma'am, I don't want that. That's not what I want. I don't want a person who is less melanated to do anything more than be who Christ has called them to be. I want you to turn to Christ. I want you to get rid of the sin that is in your life. And I want you to hold on tightly to Christ. That's what I want for those who are less melanated. Wait, I also want it for the brown people and the yellow and the red and the black and the green. If we find people at the bottom of the Mariachi Trench, I want that for them as well. I want you to love Christ and be who Christ has made you to be, not chasing after this never ending, always evolving, chase your tail of foolishness, AKA the backpack of invisible white privilege. I don't care nothing about it. If you might actually have an invisible backpack on. I can tell you what's in it though. Sin, a whole bunch of sin, all kinds of sin, all kinds of sins. Big sins, little sins, fat sins, skinny sins, black sins, white sins. There's a lot of sin in your backpack. Why don't you let that go? Why don't you give that to Christ? Why don't you give that to Christ? Because keep in mind, when they make this foolishness about white privilege, there's no black privilege. There's no sin for black people. You do realize that. What is the sin for black people? How do you tell a black person to come to Christ? I would love for that. I would love for that lady to explain it. Peggy McIntosh professes to be a Christian. So I don't know what the gospel is for Lady McIntosh. I don't think there is a gospel, actually. But I'm here to pick a fight today. So now we're going to look at this. We're going to look at my girl's invisible knapsack of foolish chicanery. All right. I'm just going to go page 3. I mean, the middle page. This is a white privilege. This is something that only people of the less melanated crowd. So if you are a less melanated person here watching this video, only you can do this. Nobody else can do this. Only you. So we're going to go jump to 11. I can arrange to protect my children most of the time from people who might not like them. Yeah, only you. Only you. If you are a less melanated person, you're the only people that can do that. That's part of your privilege and your white privilege knapsack, whatever, foolish, whatever stuff. Okay. 23 from Michael Jordan. I can choose, I can choose public accommodations without fearing the people of my race cannot get in or will be mistreated in the places I have chosen. Only white people can do that. Only white people can, only white people can make reservations for restaurants or camping trips, hotel reservations. Only white people can do that. That's what she said. Let's see. 16. That was when I got my driver's license. We're talking about driving. Let's go here. I can remain oblivious of the language and customs of persons of color who constitute the world's majority without feeling, or rather feeling in my culture, any penalty for such oblivion. So let me ask you a question. Because only white people can do this. Only white people don't need to learn another language. Okay. Because that's what Peggy said. I actually have heard her say that. So only white people don't have to learn another language. So if you're highly melanated here in the chat or here in the United States, how many other languages do you speak? Because I speak all of, I only speak one. So, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I know I should. I just don't feel like learning another language. I don't. I don't. So therefore, I guess, how does that work? Because only white people, according to Peggy, only white people have to worry about that or can do that. I'm sorry, only white people can do that. So I guess maybe like in my knapsack, I guess I got some whiteness in there or something. How does that work? Yeah, is it called the mariachi trench? What is it called? What is it called? I did say mariachi. What is it called? Is that called the mariachi trench? I don't know. Anyway, if we find people in Atlantis, how about that? If we find Aquaman in Atlantis, I want him to repent and turn from his sins. That's what I want. How about that? I don't know. What is it called? Q knows German, so that means that you have white privilege. You have white privilege because you know another language. Black folk don't know other languages. Mariana Trent? Is that what it's called? That looks like Maria Anna. Ah, man. See, I don't know Aqua language either. See, because it's part of my black privilege. I don't have to know. I don't know how to say it. I don't have to say it correctly because I'm black. So I can say mariachi trench and keep it moving because I'm black. Bang. See, it's my black privilege. And see, it's your white privilege that's correcting me because you are pressing my inability to know a language. There you go. What? Brian, what in the world? Why do you know 3 languages? Why are you being a greedy language hog? I don't understand it. Yes, you are oppressing me because I only know one. And many people argue that I didn't even know that one. What? You know Spanish? This cannot be the case because according to Pegs, only white people know other languages. How dare people of other melanin contents know other languages? Don't you know that you should not? Did you not get the memo? How dare this be the case? All right, let me see. 20. Let's just go to 20. I can. This is what people say when they're talking about the invisible knapsack. This is what they're talking about. I can easily buy posters, postcards, picture books, greeting cards, dolls, toys, and children's magazines featuring people of my race. So she's saying that when she wrote this, let me double check. It was written in August 1989. Are you trying to tell me that there were not teen magazines in abundance featuring black artists? Are you trying to tell me that? Because I had that Sheila E. poster on my wall as a young lad, which I had no business having that poster on my wall, but it sure was there. And she was every bit of black. What are you talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Like, you just want to be a victim. You just want to be a victim. If you embrace the invisible knapsack, you just want to be a victim. All right. Okay, Jason, is there another one? I think I'm done with this thing. I'm just so sick of it. It's stupid. Let's go with 9. I can go into a music shop and count on finding music of my race. What is music of your race? I would love to know that. Now, granted, I know there's not record shops anymore. I understand Tower Records is closed. But what is music of your race? What is that? If you embrace the white privilege, the invisible knapsack of white privilege, this is what you're embracing. This is your peeps, man. This is your people. I would highly recommend, as just the, causing trouble here, I would highly encourage you to disregard this foolishness and embrace Christ. I'm just saying. I can go into a music shop and count on finding the music of my race represented into a supermarket and find the staple foods which fit my cultural traditions. Okay, let's just start a fight. And I'm not, Berean babes, you cannot talk because I know you're going to have some kind of commentary. What is cultural traditions of Black Americans? What is that? Are you trying to honestly tell me that Black people can't find chicken in the grocery store? Are you honestly trying to tell me they don't sell collard greens, neck bones, black eyed peas? This is dumb. If you follow this, this is what you get. This is retarded. Into a hairdresser shop. I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to even read the rest of that. That woman said you can't go in a hairdresser shop and find. I'm just done. I'm done. I'm not going to comment anymore on it because it's stupid. DearWokesy@gmail.com if you have a concern, question, or comment. If you want to complain to management, I'm sure they will listen to you. Wow, that was dumb. Man, I was just going to talk and chit-chat and make sure my mic sounds nice. That was it. Yes, she's a language snob, whoever it is. I don't even know who you're talking about, Mary, but it might be Berean babes because she knows 3 languages. It might be this lady who doesn't know any other languages, Peggy, who thinks that, my beloved was Greek, very lovely shade of latte, and fluent in 11 living languages and 3 dead languages. Does that count? That counts as oppression. That counts as oppression, baby donkey. That is oppressing me because that's 13 more languages than I know. And I feel oppressed. I feel set. You know what? I think everybody should buy me a coffee to deal with my pain. Link down in the bio. What is music of my race? Okay, music of my race is mariachi. Okay, let me look this up because y'all keep judging me. What is the name of the trench? All right, what is the deepest trench? It's the deepest trench in the deepest trench. Y'all judging me, man. Oh, it is Mariana. It is Mariana. Okay, well, okay. So you were right. But that looks like Maria. Maria Ana. That's exactly what it looks like to me. Maria Ana Trench. I like mariachi trench. What's the mariachi trench? All right. So yes, you are correct. Whoever said Maria Ana, and I said it didn't look right, I apologize. Please forgive me. Accept my sincere condolences. Yes, it was you. I think it was you, Mary. I apologize. But I still think mariachi trench is funny. I have no idea where I got that from. I thought that was the name of it. Anyway, Aquaman, wherever. We find people there. I want them to accept Christ and let go of their burdens. They don't have to deal with this foolishness. Peggy be lying to us. She does. She'd be lying. Just straight lying. Oh, here it is. Yes. Mary, you are correct. I apologize. Q, you know some German, so that means you're some bit using your privilege. So you're just oppressing me. You're oppressing me because I don't know any other languages. Oh, I like that, Mary. Substitute the word sin every time she says privilege, and it works better. You know what? I might actually go through and edit that and change it every time she says it and say sin. Now that I can get behind. I can support that. All right. Life of a Servant says these stories are often made up or misrepresented because of the conditioning of their mind. People are taught to see racism any and everywhere. Absolutely. Because again, like I would just ask the question, what was the ethnicity of the police officer? Are you trying to tell me? Because God have mercy, if it was a black police officer, then that story would definitely hit a flat tire. So yeah, like, you just want these stories to be true. You want them to be true. You want there to be issues and problems and such. And guess what? I'm not going to play your game with you. I don't have to play. You don't have to play with them. You can say, nope, I don't want to play with you. I don't like you. I don't want to play with you. Get off my grass. Yeah, that was very well said. Absolutely. And again, like, there is zero problem with asking more questions. Okay, you're saying that this was a racial issue. Okay, I got questions about that. No. I can ask questions before we start rioting, because I need to be able to know that what I'm doing is a righteous reaction to an unrighteous action. So I need to know. I need to ask questions. So again, how do we know that that was a racial issue? Like, that lady wants me to believe that that police officer just rolled up on them and they ain't asking any questions. She got the hairstyle, good and doggone well. That woman asked some more questions. So good and well that didn't happen like it did. It didn't. I'm sorry.